काफी बड़ा परिवार है मेरा, यही संसार है मेरा। हर दिन मेरी कोशिश है इसे हरा भरा रखने की, कुछ कोशिश घर को मजबूत बनाने की, कुछ कोशिश घर को जीता जागता बनाने की, कुछ कोशिश बड़ों की सेवा की, कुछ कोशिश छोटों को बड़ा बनाने की, कुछ कोशिश नई दिशाएं दिखाने की, कुछ कोशिश उत्साह जगाने की। देश नाम है मेरे संसार का, इंडिया नाम है मेरे परिवार का। टाटा, कोशिश जिम्मेदारी निभाने की।
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tata Crucible Campus Quiz 2023. We are in the 20th cluster. We have 24 clusters in all, and we are in 20th cluster now, which means we are getting very close to that big national finale that's coming up. This cluster, of course, is the one from Jharkhand. We have all the students who have taken part from that region. Let me introduce them to you and move into the wild card. Our first contestant of the day is Tanya from NIT Jamshedpur. Following Tanya is Gaurav from BIT Sindri. Right, there he is. Up next is Shashwat from IIT Dhanbad. Okay, and following him is Shivam representing IIT Dhanbad again. All right. Next, we have Suraj representing NIT Jamshedpur. Also representing NIT Jamshedpur and completing the lineup for us is Saurav. All right, the buzzers are on, the contestants are ready. Let's start with this wild card. Question number 1, here we go. David Sarnoff founded which giant media house with its headquarters at Comcast Building in New York City? It is sometimes referred to as the Peacock Network. I'll help you out. NBC or Fox News? No one trying. Nobody wants to take a negative. All right, time is up. No one wants to take that negative or even try for a +1 here. The right answer that I was looking for is NBC. All right, let's move on. Question number 2, here we go. Bertie Charles founded this media house in 1917 and is most popularly known for its rankings and listings across various topics from billionaires to education institutions. What am I talking about? Fortune or Forbes? Oh, I have Shashwat on the buzzer. Go ahead, Shashwat. Forbes is absolutely right. Shashwat getting a +1. What I did not tell them, or Bertie Charles actually was a huge clue because his full name is Bertie Charles Forbes, giving Shashwat that +1. Let's move on. Question number 3. Here we go. I will give you a tagline of a giant from the beverage industry, and you need to tell me what is the brand that I'm talking about. The tagline, open happiness. Go ahead, Saurav, quick on the buzzer.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, giving Saurav that +1. Good answer by him there. He was quick like a bullet there and getting that +1. Let's move on. Question number 4. Which San Francisco-based mobility company was started by John Green and John Zimmer, which includes bikes and scooter rentals apart from the regular taxis? Your options, Lyft or Uber. Go ahead, Suraj, on the buzzer.
Lyft.
Lyft is absolutely right. Getting a +1 is Suraj. All right. Getting a +1 on that is Suraj. Let's move on to question number 5. Which brand under the umbrella of Williams Sonoma, launched its home furnishing exclusive online store in India in 2022? I'll give you... Gaurav doesn't need a clue. Go ahead. Unmute yourself, Gaurav. You're on the buzzer. Taking too long. Taking too long. -1. -1. Taking too long. I had a clue there for them, but since Gaurav pressed the buzzer, I did not give them the clue. The clue was, think TV show Friends. That's all the clue was. The answer that I was looking for is Pottery Barn. Pottery Barn is what I was looking for. Gaurav getting a -1 on that. Moving on with question number 6. Here we go. This company has business interests in engineering, construction, manufacturing, technology, information technology, and financial services. It is headquartered in Mumbai with S.N. Subramanian. Go ahead. Saurav is on the buzzer.
Larsen and Toubro.
Larsen and Toubro. Even before I took the name of S.N. Subramaniam, he pressed that buzzer right there and is sure about his answer, and he gets a +1. He's absolutely right. +1. L&T is what I was looking for. Saurav getting that right. Let's move on. Question number 7. Which B2C sleep solutions company from Mumbai started in 2019? Shashwat, go ahead. Shashwat, you're on the buzzer.
I actually did not pass.
All right, I can't help it, Shashwat. I have to give you a negative on this. All right, he buzzed by mistake, but I cannot help it. I will have to give him a -1 on this. The complete question actually was, which B2C sleep solutions company from Mumbai started in 2019 is famous or known for its smart grid technology? All I was looking for is the sleep company as an answer. All right, let's move on. Question number 8. Here we go. Have it your way is the tagline of which popular fast food company? Have it your way. You certainly know about it. It's not an unknown company. Go ahead, Gaurav.
And it's Burger King.
Burger King is absolutely right. Gaurav getting that right. He gets a +1. He lost a +1, or he got a negative earlier. Now he goes back to nil. A good place to be at on a wild card, actually. Let's move on. Question number 9. Name Maruti Suzuki's premium segment sales channel targeted at creating a differentiated sales experience for its discerning customers. Your options: Prism or Nexa.
Yeah.
Shivam on the buzzer. Go ahead, Shivam.
Nexa.
Nexa is absolutely right. Shivam getting a +1. Good answer by him there. Ladies and gentlemen, one final question remaining. Let me tell you where all of them stand. All right. I have Saurav from NIT Jamshedpur leading with 2 points. And actually looks like he's just sitting back and seeing how the rest of them are playing. He's nodding there. I also have Suraj from NIT Jamshedpur on 1 point. And with another 1 point is Shivam from IIT Dhanbad. The final question, if someone else among Gaurav or Shashwat get a +1, then they force a tiebreaker, else these three are through into the cluster final. The last question of this wild card, here we go. Geetash Bamania founded which online rental service in November 2014, which helps us rent furniture and appliances, fitness equipment and bikes, etc. Gaurav on the buzzer. Go ahead, Gaurav.
Rentomodo.
Rentomojo is absolutely right. Gaurav getting a +1. But that also means we are into a tiebreaker. But before I get into the tiebreaker, Saurav from NIT Jamshedpur has not only technically won this wild card, but he's also made into that cluster final fair and square. I'm sure he'll be celebrating, but of course he has the cluster final to cross. But now the tiebreaker is between Gaurav from BIT Sindri, Shivam from IIT Dhanbad and Suraj from NIT Jamshedpur. Only 2 from among the 3 of them can make it into that cluster final. Tiebreaker question number 1, here we go. Which Indian consumer goods multinational known for manufacturing natural consumer goods and Ayurvedic products was founded by S.K. Burman in 1884? Suraj is on the buzzer. Go ahead, Suraj.
Dabur.
Dabur is absolutely right. Suraj joining Saurav in that cluster final. So we have both from NIT Jamshedpur moving into the cluster final. I have one more slot remaining, and now the tie is between Shivam and Gaurav. All right. The next tiebreaker question, here we go. Name India's first homegrown celebrity brand focused on fitness and active lifestyle, founded and owned by Hrithik Roshan. Go ahead, Gaurav is on the buzzer.
Ma'am, HRX.
HRX is absolutely right. Gaurav from BIT Sindri joining Suraj and Saurav both from NIT Jamshedpur into that cluster final. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have identified the top 3 scorers who have qualified into that cluster final. You don't go anywhere. We have another wild card to finish, and then I will let you know who are the other 3 who will join them in that cluster final. Join us in the next wild card. I will see you there.
Why should the road tell me where to go?
Why should anything come between me and the stars?
Why should impossible stop me?
Why shouldn't I make space for the unexpected?
Why shouldn't that feel like this?
How would here look like from there, or there, or there?
Every journey brings its own questions. You bring your own reply.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second wild card of the 20th cluster. That's the cluster from Jharkhand. All the students who are here with us today are from this region. This is the 20th cluster, which means we are getting closer to that national finale. I am all set for the national finale, but before we get there, let us figure out who among the 5 of them will qualify to that cluster final. Let me quickly introduce them to you, and then we will get started with the wild card. Our first contestant of the day is Ashish from IIM Ranchi. All right, there he is. Following him, representing XLRI Jamshedpur, is Adarsh. All right, representing XLRI Jamshedpur again is Aditya. It might seem like a XLRI finale because the next 2 contestants are also from XLRI Jamshedpur. We have Saumin representing the same college, and completing our lineup today is Yash, also from XLRI. All right, one lone IIM Ranchi representative here today, that's Ashish, and rest of them are all from XLRI Jamshedpur. We, of course, had another lady who was to join us, but unfortunately, she couldn't be a part of this wildcard. Muskan Kumari was also supposed to be a part of this wildcard. But the show must go on, so we continue, and we will figure out whom among them will qualify to that cluster finale. All right, question number 1 of this wildcard, here we go. Which company claims to be India's leading car search venture, dealing in both new and used cars, and was co-founded by the shark Amit Jain, who's also a CEO. Ashish, go ahead. He's quick there.
Cardekho.com.
Kardekho is absolutely right. Ashish getting that +1. Good start for him there, getting that one right. Let's move on to the second question. Here we go. Which non-profit NGO which focuses on mental health was founded by Deepika Padukone? I'll help you out. Coexist. Oh, Ashish, go ahead. He doesn't need options.
Live, laugh, love, I think.
All right. I give it to you. You just switch the order of the words. It is live, love, and laugh. +1 to you. You're absolutely right. Ashish getting that one right as well. He's on 2 points. Believe me, in a wild card for a Tata Crucible, that's a very good place to be. Let's move on. Question number 3. Here we go. Which French multinational retailer of personal care and beauty products with over 340 brands along with its own collection was founded in 1970 by Dominique Mandonard, and recently it was in the news because Selena Gomez's Rare Beauty made its entry into India via this retailer? Your options, Maybelline or Sephora? It was big news. Yash, go ahead.
Maybelline.
Could you repeat your answer, Yash?
Maybelline.
He says Maybelline. Well, I thought there was a clue there. I said French multinational. Maybelline is based out of the United States. Getting a -1 there is Yash. The right answer that I was looking for is Sephora. It was all over the news, actually. If I'm not wrong, some of the beauty products by Selena Gomez were out of stock immediately, I think in a matter of few hours. So it was a big news very recently. All right, Yash getting that -1, but we're only in question 3. He still has time to negate that -1 and move into the positives. Let's move on. Question number 4. Here we go. This US-based food and goods delivery services was founded in 2011 and acquired by Uber in 2020. It's a US-based food and goods delivery service. Your options, Postmates or Zomato? Go ahead, Saumil.
Postmates.
Postmates, he says, and he gets that right. He's absolutely right. +1. Even if you use, even if you understand how to negate or remove certain options from what I've given you, you will be able to come down to that answer. Zomato is Indian. Postmates is the right one. Let's move on. Saumil getting a +1. Question number 5. Here we go. Harshil Mathur is the current CEO of this payment solutions company. It was founded in 2013 by Shashank Kumar and Harshil Mathur himself. Which company am I talking about? I'll help you out. Razorpay or PayPal? Go ahead, Yash again on the buzzer.
The answer is Razorpay.
He wants to negate that -1 he took earlier. And he does just that. +1 to you. Absolutely right. He's smiling there. He's back on nil. Good place to be. He can easily move into the positives now. Moving on. Question number 6. Here we go. Acquired by Hershey from Godrej in 2012, John Abraham is a long-term ambassador of this brand. Which, Aditya, go ahead.
Surfit.
Surfit is absolutely right. He gets a +1 there. Good answer by Aditya. He did not need the answer options. +1 to him. Let's move on. Question number 7. Here we go. Janelia and Ritesh Deshmukh founded a company in 2021 which makes plant-based meat options. Which company am I talking about? Beyond Meat or Imagine Meats? Go ahead, Aditya. He's trying.
Beyond Meats.
Oh, getting a negative on that is Aditya. Imagine Meats is the right answer. Many are now into mock meats or plant-based meats, and Juneela and Ritesh Deshmukh have started Imagine Meats, which is in the same sector. All right, let's move on. Question 8. In 2012, Varun Sheth, actor Kunal Kapoor, and Zahir Adenwala created what is considered to be Asia's most trusted crowdfunding platform. Which one am I talking about? I'll help you out. Keto or Impact Guru? Go ahead, Yash.
Keto.
Keto, he says. He wants that +1 very badly, and he gets it. Keto is absolutely right. +1 to Yash there. All right, last 2 questions of this wildcard, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you where all of them stand. Okay, Ashish from I Am Ranchi scored his 2 points and has been just watching the show from then. I think he just wants to ensure if he needs another +1 or not. He's on 2 points. He's doing well. We have Somil from XLRI and Yash from XLRI Jamshedpur, both on +1. Aditya gained and lost, so he's back on nil. I have 2 more questions remaining. If Aditya and Adarsh get 1 each, then I have a 4-way tiebreaker. But Ashish, unless he takes a negative, he is through into that cluster final. Let's see what happens. The penultimate question of this wild card. Here we go. Food products company based in Bengaluru, founded in 2005 by PC Mustafa and his 4 cousins, offers batters, parothas, chapatis, curd and paneer. Which brand am I talking about? I'll help you. Licious or ID? Go ahead, Somil. Unmute yourself, Somil.
ID.
ID is absolutely right. PC Mustafa has done a great job with that brand. ID giving Somil that +1. With that, Somil is on 2 points. The final question of this wild card. There can still be a tiebreaker. Let's see what happens. Here we go. American manufacturing company of luxury writing instruments, founded in 1913 in Iowa by Walter A. Dash. The Dash is basically the brand name, which is named after the founder. Which brand am I talking about? I'll help you out. William Penn or Schaefer? Oh, go ahead, Adarsh, he's trying.
Shepherd.
Schaefer, he says. Adarsh very badly wants to get into a tiebreaker, if not directly qualify. He gets that +1 and he forces a tiebreaker now. So Adarsh is on +1 and Yash is also on +1. Both of them move into a tiebreaker. Let us start with the first question of the tiebreaker. Here we go. Which fast food chain became the first company to deliver to outer space when it made a delivery to the International Space Station in 2001? Adarsh, on the buzzer, go ahead.
Domino's.
Oh, getting a -1 on that is Adarsh. Pizza Hut, the right answer. All right, sometimes keeping quiet is a huge virtue, because with that, Yash moves into the cluster final. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Ashish from I Am Ranchi and Somil from XLRI Jamshedpur, both on 2 points, who have made it into that cluster final. And from the tiebreaker, we have Yash from XLRI Jamshedpur joining them with 1 point in that cluster final. There you go. They are our 3 finalists who have now moved into the finale. Let's see what happens. The finale is going to be a good one. Hang back and watch the finale. We will see you there.
This picnic was a great idea.
थैंक यू।
Candlelight dinner of sandwiches.
पर ब्रेड बटर तो लिए नहीं, आज सेल डे नहीं है ना?
What? ब्रेड बटर खरीदने के लिए forget that Thursday sale. Big basket है, हर दिन सस्ता. Big savings, big baskets.
Dumbest idea ever.
Big hello to each and every one of you and a warm welcome from me, Big Brain. You're with me at Tata Crucible's Campus Quiz for 2023. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we traverse across the length and breadth of this nation, we come back to that location where it all began. The journey of a Tata Crucible started 20 years ago at cluster number 20, technically speaking, at the city of Jamshedpur. From Jharkhand, this quiz began and became a national phenomenon, and we've got some of the institutes which were among the first champions of this quiz contesting here today. Let's take a look at who our six are this year in the final from Jharkhand. Qualifying into the final as our first contender here today, representing BIT Sindri. With us here today is Gaurav. Welcome, Gaurav. Neighbouring Gaurav as our second contender from XLRI Jamshedpur, traditionally an institute that does very well at a Tata Crucible, starting with Adarsh. Welcome to you, Adarsh. Neighbouring Adarsh from the institute that is normally a thorn in the flesh for typical XLRI, especially when we used to have the Jamshedpur ground rounds. It used to be almost a head-to-head rivalry between NIT Jamshedpur and XLRI. So representing NIT from Jamshedpur with us is Saurav. Welcome, Saurav. Neighbouring Saurav here today with the new introductions about a decade ago, adding to the complexity of the Jharkhand finals, is IIM Ranchi, and representing them is Ashish. Welcome, Ashish. Completing our lineup are two contenders from XLRI Jamshedpur. First among them, let's welcome Somil. Welcome to you. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, completing that lineup is Yash. Welcome, Yash. Time for us to get moving with our final here today. And just for those of you who've been watching all these episodes very closely, we unfortunately had a contender from XLRI Jamshedpur dropping out at the last minute because he had red-eye syndrome and he could not have the invigilator or anybody with him because of his isolation. So the next best losing candidate got through, which is Adarsh. So Adarsh got lucky because Adarsh was in a tiebreaker, and a tiebreaker is almost like an equal score to qualify. So Adarsh substitutes him in the final. NIT therefore leaving a space out, and that is taken by XLRI Jamshedpur. Those then are six finalists. Ladies and gentlemen, time for us to pick action on the first frontier. Time for our contenders to think. Here it is. Plus 50, minus 50, if you could hold your buzzers up, contestants. We are ready to get started with your final. And starting with the first question on your screen now. This will lead you to a very famous gentleman from the world of Tata. As a former journalist with Bombay Gazette, he funded India's Olympic dream at Paris 1924. Now you come to 2024. And he of course funded Paris 100 years ago. Saurav's giving it a shot. Go ahead, Saurav.
J.R.D. Tata.
Well, he got a generation wrong there. The answer, of course, Indian history. He was also the president of the Indian Olympic Association, contributed immensely to the growth of Olympics. You actually see him as characters in many Hindi films that celebrates India's hockey. Is Dorabji Tata. The man who single-handedly funded the early years of Indian hockey would not be an incorrect statement. As we go to the next one on your screens now. Starting up at garages is not just a Western story. Way back in 1942, four friends in a garage started a fantastic company. Four brothers. The Chauksy brothers. Which paint giant in India are we talking about? Just about when India was going to get free in the next couple of years, the Chauksy brothers realized India is going to require a lot of painting solutions. Nobody's on the buzzer. Adarsh is on the buzzer. Go ahead, Adarsh.
Asian Paints.
Is a very good answer. He'll get himself a 50 and the first 50 in this final. As we go to the next one on your screens now. This is a bankrupt entity. The multi-million-dollar biotech was started by Adarsh again. Go ahead, Adarsh.
Theranos.
Theranos. He seems confident. Well, you had some case studies on Theranos at XLRI. Well, he just knew it so well. Beautiful answer, plus 50, Adarsh. Extremely confident answer. Theranos, Elizabeth Holmes. The famous story in the modern era of that collapse. Good answer. As we go to the next one on screen now. It's a practice that is said to have originated actually in 1609. Isaac Meyer, a sizable shareholder of the Dutch East India Company, actually came up with this idea. Currently, it has been in the news in India because a company came out with a report that rocked India in some ways. What is the two-word term that is the philosophy these people follow to essentially bring about adverse reports or deep research, whichever is the right way to look at it? Saurav's giving it a shot. Go ahead, Saurav. Two-word answer.
So is this related to short selling?
Lovely. Lovely. Short selling is a 1609 concept. Two questions remaining. Early days in the first round of our Jharkhand final here today as we go to the next one on your screens now. This is an important institution in the world of finance. Formally came into existence in 1945 with 29 member countries. A lady of Indian origin is an important leader in this institution currently. Adarsh.
International Monetary Fund.
Superb. He's really playing well and he's moved to 150 in quick time. He's starting well from XLRI Jamshedpur is Adarsh. As we go to the last one in this round on your screens now. It's a Tata company which established something called Uday. It's a rural BPO setup in Mithapur. Mithapur is in Gujarat. And it's something that has started with Tata Business Support Services to help bridge the divide between urban and rural. Is this? Oh, not waiting for my options. Yash.
Has this been started by Tata Power?
Well, not one of my two options. My options are actually Tata Motors and Tata Chemicals, the two giants who operate out of Gujarat. And the answer would have been Tata Chemicals, which you're, of course, from the steel city where Tata Steel started. Right across on the other coast, Tata Chemicals started at Mithapur. So origins of the Tatas and modern interventions, early days in our final from Jharkhand. We need to take a very quick break. On the other side, we'll tell you where the contestants stand, and the break is so short that you can actually probably make a big basket order. They're quick and fast, as short as my breaks. Well, we'll be back in just a moment.
उससे मिलके I feel like a child again. वो हमेशा दिखाती है मुझे bright side. She is nature और मैं हूँ her finest creation. Nature's finest by Mia.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're with me, Big Brain, watching the Jharkhand final of Tata Crucible. Outstanding 6 institutes, or rather 6 contenders from 4 institutes in our final here today. 4 of them from Jamshedpur, 3 from XLRI, 1 from NIT, and then, of course, IIM and BIT. Leading this quiz and looking really sharp with his answers is Adarsh from XLRI Jamshedpur. If he goes on to win this quiz, it's going to be like a Bollywood story. You know, someone who could not take part and then got into a tiebreaker, someone dropped out, he gets into the final. If he wins it, well, it's an Amir Khan story in the making. Everything. I mean, someone's going to pick it up. But that's what life is all about. You never know what tomorrow has in store for you. As we go to the next round of our final here today, it's time for our youngsters to think and collaborate. Here it is. This round on collaborate is actually a tribute to individuals, companies, and corporates which have valued the value of collaboration. And they've really grown, led markets, dominated markets simply because they've been able to focus on not trying to do everything themselves, but to learn to collaborate. So keep an eye on that. The rules are the same as we start with the first. I have 12 questions in this segment, so it's a long segment. Pay attention. Starting with the first one on your screen now. On September 18, 2022, which car became the first electric vehicle to claim the world's highest road? Saurav's gone for it.
Tata Nexon.
Is correct. He's got that absolutely right. Well, they really wanted to show how electric can go to great heights. And it's a wonderful story of collaborations that has led to the creation of an electric revolution from the world of Tatas. Moving on to the next one, hands on the buzzer. Question on your screen. Overall answer is what matters. Here we go. If there would be an addition to this thought process, it would be Saurav's gone for it, not letting me complete. Go ahead, Saurav.
I would say this is J.R.D. Tata because he was the one of the guys who got the first air driving license, and that is the Air India Tower, I think. So yeah, overall answer J.R.D. Tata.
All right, he's got both Air India and J.R.D. Tata, so well done on that answer for you. He'll get himself a 50 on that. And we'll move on to the next one. Hands on the buzzer. Saurav moves to 100. Adarsh is on 150. Here's the next one coming up on your screens now. All of this will lead you to a very famous Indian, a great believer in collaboration. He's an alumnus of Harvard. He's invested in Pro Kabaddi. He's on the board of RBI. Nanhi Kali. Yash has gone for it. It's a famous Indian corporation. You can tell me the person or the corporation.
Yeah, my answer is Anand Mahindra.
Absolutely. He's got a cracker on that one. Yash, confident and correct. As we go to the next one, you do not get past your college life without hearing about this man. Who is it? Here we go. Overall answer will lead you to a great man in the world of investments. An iconic name. Gaurav's gone for it. Yes, Gaurav?
Warren Buffett.
Is absolutely correct. He'll get himself a 50 on Warren Buffett, a man who's really created the Giving Pledge. Those are people on his entity. And the Power Lunch is something everyone wants to be part of. The Glide Foundation is the one that's worked with him on that. On to the next one. On your screen, question appearing now. The first ever Founders' Day happened in 1932. Ever since, it has happened every year. Which Tata company celebrates? Gaurav's gone for it. Yes, Gaurav?
Sir, Tata Group.
Minus 50. You can't give me an answer like Tata Group. That's 180 companies. 108 odd companies. Minus 50 to you, Gaurav. The answer, well, I can't believe this. There are 4 contenders from Jamshedpur. The answer is Tata Steel, Jamshedpur. Well, they're all, Yash is like, man, how did we miss this? This is like CBSE exams, where you answer the tough ones and then you mess up something simple and you laugh about it. But anyway, that's good fun. But Gaurav, you got to be far more specific. All right? Here's the next one. Gaurav loses 50 on that. On to the next one. On your screens now. Which? Oh, Adarsh. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is PewDiePie. So it was the who will get to the maximum number of subscribers first.
Adarsh is absolutely right. Well, highest subscription challenge. Well, he seems to be having a lot of time at XLRI beyond just his academics. Certainly seems to have an eye and a hold on what's happening in the world. As we go to the next one on your screen now. This is the 1 rupee note in India. And that is a photograph. Now, Go ahead. Who's gone for it? It's Gaurav.
ONGC.
This belongs to ONGC, is absolutely right. It's the Sagar Samrat, which is an iconic structure in India created by ONGC, and that's an absolutely right answer. Moving on to the next one, hands on that buzzer, question appearing on your screen now. The vegetable, Saurav. Yes, go ahead, Saurav.
So Rabindranath Tagore, he also used to appear in some ads. So this is one of the ads for vegetable toilet soap. I think this is. Do you need anything more, or that is fine?
I mean, in 4th standard, I'll give you marks for Rabindranath Tagore.
Okay.
Not
so,
in.
This is Godrej.
Lovely, lovely. The answer is, which brand did Rabindranath Tagore endorse, which was known as the vegetable toilet soap, is Godrej. That is business quizzing. Give it to you on that, well answered. The quiz is getting tighter. Gaurav is on 50, Saurav is on 150, Adarsh is on 200 now. And he's the one who is seeming to lead the way, but people are narrowing in on him. He needs 1 or 2 more right answers as we go to the next one on screen now. Identify this global thinker. Adarsh.
This is Edward de Bono.
Superb quizzing. Oh, superb quizzing, Adarsh. Well, lateral thinking from Edward de Bono. Brilliant answer, high quality stuff. Just about when he needed that 50. Adarsh is actually playing the game well, apart from just giving good answers. He's timing his answers well. On to the next one on your screen now. Labour Isn't Working was a famous campaign which changed the life of an advertising agency. Adarsh.
This is an advertising campaign by Saatchi and Saatchi for Margaret Thatcher.
Adarsh is really tearing away today. Oh, brilliant quizzing. He seems to be really getting it right and confident answers. It's easily one of the best campaigns that politics or political campaigns have seen. Superb. Moving on to the next one. It's the penultimate one in this round. On your screen now. Her name is Vijay Gade. You got to tell me which company was she associated with as the chief legal officer. She was unceremoniously, Saumal's gone for it. Twitter, now X, but she lost her job more as Twitter, so Saumal will get a 50. Everyone's beginning to get onto that dashboard. I tell you what, this final is going to be interesting. Trust me. 1 more to go. If someone, Yash has been good, but he's gained and lost, so if he gets 1 in, it's going to complicate stuff. Ashish has been quiet, but he's played the wild cards well. So final one in this frontier on your screen now. Identify a great gentleman for whom Google created this doodle. Extraordinary thinker. Gaurav's gone for it. Yes, Gaurav?
Sir, Alan Turing.
Superb answer. Superb answer on Alan Turing. He's got that right.
Red. Christmassy. Yellow. Pink. तुम भी पिंक, मैं भी पिंक. दोनों गुलदस्ता लगेंगे.
आपकी आधी शाम भी इसी तरह अपने पसंद की शोज ढूंढने में निकल जाती है ना? एक ऐप, दूसरी ऐप, फिर तीसरी. डिसाइड करते करते इवनिंग ओवर. करेक्ट? इसलिए हमने डाउनलोड किया है टाटा प्ले बिंज. पाइए 22+ OTT ऐप्स के शोज, मूवीज, लाइव स्पोर्ट्स और बहुत कुछ एक ही जगह पे. यानी नो मोर ढूंढना, ओनली देखना.
तो आज ही टाटा प्ले बिंज डाउनलोड कीजिए. प्लान स्टार्ट एट ₹249.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're at an absolutely riveting Jharkhand final of Tata Crucible. Why do I make this statement? Well, look at that dashboard on your screen. On 50 is Saumil. If he gets 1 or 2 right, he's going to be in striking distance, at least for the second place. Even if he's not going to be able to chase down Adarsh, even that is possible, but that needs an out-of-the-box thinking. Gaurav can go either way. He can, but he needs at least 4 out of 6 to get to that score. So he's got a tough ask. Saurav's on 150. He's in closest striking distance to challenge Adarsh. But all of that is with the assumption Adarsh does not answer. Adarsh seems to be in good form and certainly hitting on that buzzers pretty quickly. So if Adarsh gets 1 or 2 right, then he's going to be safe. Even 1 can put him in a strong position. Adarsh seems to be currently at the best position. He's at a good vantage point to take a look at how the others are shaping up. But the way he's playing, I just get a feeling he's not really too worried about where the others are. He's buzzing if he knows it. And that's another way of quizzing. You know it, you go for it. I mean, that's a simple way to do it. So let's see what happens in the final frontier of our game, where it's time to lead. Here it is. So, the crux for the final round is all about the power of speed. Because nothing appears on your screen, it's only what I read out. So you will determine when to take the call to hit the buzzer. So speed is what is going to give you the power. That's like BB now from Big Basket. You decide how quick you want to be, and well, they can teach you a lesson or two on how to be quick and efficient. For the moment, of course, on the final frontier, remember, I'm going to read out the questions. Like the wild card or the semi-final with Miss Rashmi, you can decide when to hit the buzzer. But when you do that, I'll stop reading the question because you are telling me you know the answer. So that's the downside of not knowing the rest of the question when you hit the buzzer. But if you think you know it, you don't need the rest of it. Starting with the first among the final 6 questions, here we go. This is a famous sports equipment company as we know it in the modern world. However, way back in 1946, they produced fishing nets. The strength of these fishing nets is what prompted them to get into the tennis business because they were very good at high tension nets. Now, which great company known for manufacturing Yash is giving it a shot? Yeah, Yash.
Is this the company Yonex?
Lovely, Yash. Lovely. They're today one of the world's biggest manufacturer of tennis rackets. And that is because what you actually get in the tennis racket as the racket mesh is nothing but their expertise in fishing nets. Beautifully answered. So next time you see a tennis racket, remember a fishing net. Interesting life. As we go to the next one, he's now moved on to 50, so he could complicate things as well. On to the next one. Hands on the buzzer. Here we go. The dash dictum, as it is called, is named after a Scottish-American industrialist and philanthropist. To spend the first 1/3 of one's life in education, to spend the next third making all the money that you can, to spend the last third giving away everything that you made, is a phenomenon. Yash again. Great man, 2-word answer, great author as well.
Yeah, he is Andrew Carnegie.
Yash has got another 50. The quality of Yash's answers are really, really good. He's on 100, so if he gets one more 50, he's going to be in second spot. So suddenly, Saurav has to look both at Adarsh and Yash. Gaurav also needs one shot. 4 questions to go. Moving on to our third question here today. Every question's becoming important because just about everyone has scored here today in this final. Remarkable final here today at Jharkhand. Question number 3. The premise of this series was that billionaire Richard Branson challenges 16 contestants on tasks that will prove to him that which of them is most qualified to take over as the president at the Virgin Group. The format was strongly derivative of a popular NBC show, The Apprentice. Which show am I referring to though? Is it the Virgin Billionaire or the Rebel Billionaire? Yash again. Go ahead, Yash.
It is the Rebel Billionaire.
On 150, Yash has done the unthinkable from where he was. Outstanding quizzing. 3 questions to go. The game is brilliantly poised. Adarsh is playing a patience card in the last round. He's being very prudent and mature. He knows 150 is still a big lead to have. And any of these people have to challenge him. They have to get all the remaining 3 questions right. So he's really playing it out very prudently. knowing the value of his lead. On to the next one. Here we go. The first edition of this newspaper was published way back in 1851 on the 18th of September. They said, "We publish today the first issue and we intend to issue it every morning, except on Sundays, for an indefinite number of years to come." Truly, those indefinite number of years have been true. Gaurav's gone for it. Go ahead, Gaurav.
The New York Times.
Is absolutely correct. He's played that well. He's got it right. He's got himself also onto 150. 3 questions, and they had to get all. Gaurav got it right, so it doesn't affect the balance. Now, clearly, it's a fight for the second place. Saurav, Gaurav, and Yash. 2 questions remaining. Here's the next one. In a unique move, Savlon India Mission unveiled its first World Hand Ambassador. The Hand Ambassador was a new concept. Yash.
Is this Sachin Tendulkar?
Yash has Sachin Tendulkar on his team. Super! Oh, he's got another 50. Takes him to the runner-up. He was really fast on the buzzer. 1 second of reaction time. The moment I think I said Savlon and Hand Ambassador, Sachin became the world's first Hand Ambassador to teach people how to wash their hands properly. Final question. Now, Yash knows he can't lose the second place. Someone's got to challenge him and force a tiebreaker, but I don't know what strategy he's going to adopt. If he gets another 50 hands down, if no one else gets it, that's different. Let's see what he does or what he does not do. Both could be of significance. Final question. She is not just an actress. She's a brilliant entrepreneur. She runs a company called the Wedding Factory. She's the co-owner of a badminton franchise called Pune 7 Acres. She raised awareness. Adarsh has gone for it this time. Oh, go ahead, Adarsh.
Is it Deepika Padukone?
Oh, he went for Deepika Padukone, and we'll take a minus. She is into entrepreneurship. These days, most of our actors and actresses are into investing in firms and businesses. Others, least risk, will lose 50 there. The answer is Taapsee Pannu. Taapsee Pannu is an outstanding entrepreneur, sharp mind, comes across in the way she acts as well. But for the moment, ladies and gentlemen, what a superb final from Jharkhand. Hats off to everybody. Everyone really playing it off brilliantly in the qualifiers and in the finals. The final scorecard tells this story. With 150 apiece, finishing narrowly in the 3rd spot are Gaurav and Saurav. But they really battled hard. Saurav nearly missed this final because of the telecast schedules, but did everything he can to be there. So just for his love for Tata Crucible, hats off to you, Saurav. Appreciate your presence. Well, to the XLRI guys, they've really done what they're expected to do. They carry the reputation of being the institute of recognition and repute for a business quiz in that region. But what Yash did to me is remarkable. If he has a nickname in quizzing, that would be Kumbhakaran. He slept through the first half of the quiz and just blazed through the second half. What was he doing in the first 15 questions? We'll have a CBI inquiry into that. But for the moment, Yash, he must be asking himself, what did I do, man? I mean, where did I go wrong in this quiz? It's really funny. But they're sportive guys. On 200, he did remarkably well, given the quality of answers he gave. But that's actually being a trifle unfair to Adarsh, because he may have clearly known a couple of answers in the last round. I think he just played with a lot of maturity. He didn't want to do bravado and, win with 500 or win with 400. I think when you are at institutes like this, you understand the value of prize money, which is, in other words, free money, which you just play good quizzes and win. But at a Tata Crucible, it is stature over any prize. XLRI sweep the Jharkhand round, winning the 1st and 2nd place. Yash finishes runner-up. Others finishes champion. He'll move into the top 24 of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with you with other big clusters, including the West Bengal cluster that is going to come up, and that is a big one in Indian quizzing. But all of that is something you would want to join and witness as much as my colleague Rashmi and me are delighted to bring it to you. From me, Pig Brain, from all of us at the studios of Tata Crucible, thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.